Okay. So I'm talking with one of the original Tuskegee Airmen. Tell us your name and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Okay, was born and raised in Kirkwood.
Okay, and you're George Carper, right?
Right.
Okay, born and raised in Kirkwood. So you're from this area.
And graduated from Sumner High School.
Okay.
That's in the city.
Mhm.
And the funny part, I went to Tuskegee just to learn aircraft engine mechanics. When I was 17 when I went there. And they looked at me and laughed and said, you might take some mechanics, but you won't do no flying. And nothing because you have to be 18. So,
just under the bar.
Yeah, that was before the war. I hope that comes out because I'm kind of hoarse.
You're fine. It's got a really good microphone. It's a tiny little camera, but it works great.
Expert photos.
Say that?
I'll tell you what I used to work with.
Okay.
Zeiss. I worked with Argus first. We start out with Argus. They keep doing something. You just getting ready to take pictures with Argus. I mean, it was fun.
You get ready to take pictures, did you say?
Yeah, with Argus, they were good, but I mean, you're not professional now, but not with the Argus.
Oh, okay, the type of camera.
Yeah, you can't blow the negatives for so far. And it's just to do nothing. And I like detail, and to get detail, I started out with number 35 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't work with 35 millimeter and get the detail you want.
Yeah.
So I went to a Zeiss.
So you did all sorts of photography.
2 1/4 square negatives.
Mm-hmm. This big.
2.8 Tesla lens. And shutter speed to 400, and yet you got a big negative. Got a negative 2 1/4 square.
So now you were a Tuskegee Airman, but it sounds like you know a lot about photography. Were you doing recon or what?
Well, I did photography for what I did photography. That's where my mother came from in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I used to develop the negatives for all the fellows in school. When I say develop them, I was commercial.
In the dark room, knowing how to do. I did that once in the Army, just at the recreation center, and went and did some of that one or two times. But
Well,
you did a lot, apparently.
You find when you start fooling with certain film, you can't have no light in the dark room.
Oh yeah.
So you learn to do it by hand.
Feel, yeah.
And no light.
Wow, not even the little red light, huh?
No.
None at all.
No.
Wow.
I used to buy all my film from California, buy 100-foot rolls, and I'd take my little cartridges, and in the dark, I would reload them with just enough film for 8 pictures. Because as soon as I heard something, I was on the spot. And when you develop, you wouldn't have no more film this on in each cartridge. You wouldn't waste your money.
No, of course not. It's expensive. And the camera was the cheap part. The film was always the expensive part. People don't realize that. So, you were a mechanic with the Tuskegee Airmen. How long did you stay with them?
5 years.
Okay.
Well, here's where I got hooked up. I went to school there too. Went to college. And I took aircraft and engine mechanics. I'm a licensed aircraft engine mechanic. And they made sure I didn't go nowhere.
So I got to ask the question.
Yeah.
I was in the Army. Now I know the history. Do you consider yourself an Army man or an Air Force man? Because you were in the Army Air Corps first, right?
No, I was in school first.
Okay, you're in school first. But were you part of the Army at the time?
I tell you, I had to get around that. I was in the reserves.
Uh-huh.
I had to be in the reserves to stay at Tuskegee. But I worked for Tuskegee.
Okay. Oh, I see. But you were in the Army Reserve or the Air Force Reserve?
What they called it.
Or was it Army Air Corps?
Army Air Force.
Okay,
yeah.
so I just have to say, hang on. Did you hear that? Army. Air Force.
Oh,
Okay, just had to say that. Sorry.
It goes speak back to us, huh?
So yeah, but that you don't often get to meet somebody that basically helped invent the Air Force, because the Air Force came from the Army. Most people don't know that.
Well, I know because they changed us to the Army Air Force, AAF, Army Air Force, AAFTD. That's all. Because we're going back to the 1940s.
So here in this one veterans facility, I got to meet a pilot for the Tuskegee Airmen and a mechanic for the Tuskegee Airmen. That's pretty cool.
Well, there's one other here that's a pilot.
Yeah, I met him.
Over here.
Yeah, but see, I was a support guy, so to me, it's nice to meet a support guy because the airplanes don't fly if somebody doesn't take care of them, you see.
Oh, that's one hell of a job.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it could be nice and easy, but down there we had too many planes for us. You wouldn't come back. I ended up a flight chief. I had 33 airplanes and a crew. That's bullshit. The crew, I had to know where every one of them was,
Yeah.
what they were doing at all times.
That's a lot of people. Now, what did you? Yeah, you were in the reserve. What rank were you?
Pardon the expression, do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the reserves. I had to stay in the reserves to keep being shipped out. They pulled some wild shit down there.
Now you were an enlisted man, correct?
I was asked to enlist.
Okay, but were you a sergeant, or you said you had a lot of people you were over?
That's what say you would never understood what went on down there.
Mm-hmm.
Because first place, with my color, I couldn't do nothing.
So I'm asking kind of a stupid question
Well,
now,
I
aren't
know I'm answering you, because I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
They say, you dumb and you black and you can't do nothing. But now go fix us.
Go fix the airplane.
Yeah.
Well, here I want to show something. I want you to put your hand next to my hand.
Oh, I know. And you know, if I tell you some other things,
I'm just laughing because I think I'm darker than you, but
you might be, but
I don't know who all my ancestors were.
Well,
I don't think any of us really do.
I guess say my grandmother was white.
Mm-hmm. I have a funny feeling there must have been at least one black person in my history, maybe quite a few.
And
you know.
my mother, if she walked in here, you would know what she was.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think she was Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
She was your color
Mm-hmm.
and had straight black hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even on no driver's license. When they fill it in there, back there, they got a W.
Well, you served the country in a difficult time. Do you have any words of advice for any young people going into the military now or coming back from the
Nothing
military?
but
What would you tell them?
Do what you want to do, but don't pay no attention about what somebody tells you to do, because they'll tell you can't shit.
But you did it anyway, didn't you?
You did it anyhow. Basically, I enjoy things. As a little kid, I grew up. Our parents never could understand anything that you wound up or ran. I took it apart. I wanted to see what make it go,
Mm-hmm.
and I always put them back together except one toy. And I never forget that. I had a little Amos Landy taxi cab.
Mm-hmm.
It would run so far, stop, and it would shake, and then it would run some more. When I put it back together, it never did shake no more. People say that's ironic, but to this day, I don't know what I did putting it back together that it wouldn't shake. I had all kinds of
It was supposed to shake.
It was designed to stay. Yeah.
Designed to shake. Well, I'm going to get a picture of your name so I don't forget it. I know you said it, but I want to spell it right. And what I'll do with this is I'm going to go ahead and here we go.